Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zachary, back bringing some more daily NBA news. As always, you guys are the real MVPs coming back each and every single day. Seriously can't thank you enough. And hey, if you're new here, if this is your first time, then thank you so much for joining us. You guys are also greatly appreciated. But make sure that you smack that sub button and hit the bell as well so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA on a daily basis. But now, let's take a look at everything that is going on in the NBA. But first, a quick word about this video sponsor, athleticcases.com. Basketball, baseball, football, or soccer, no matter what the sport, you guys can now rock your favorite players on the back of your phone. Use promo code ZACHLEAP for 10% off your orders. Links are in the description box below. For our first story of the day, we just got some huge news to come out surrounding Lakers forward Brandon Ingram. As one of his former teammates from Duke, Grayson Allen, was working out with the Los Angeles Lakers yesterday. And one reporter thought that he would ask Allen what he thinks about his former teammate Brandon Ingram and how he's looking right about now. And this is how that conversation went. How does Brandon Ingram look these days? Asked former Duke teammate Grayson Allen, who worked out for the Lakers today. Allen said Ingram looks stronger after seeing him recently in North Carolina. And that is apparently because Brandon Ingram has been working out all summer so far with the Lakers strength and conditioning coaches, who also had this to say about Brandon Ingram's strength. Brandon is way stronger than he looks. You don't have to be built like Karl Malone to be strong. There are thinner guys who are really strong. Kevin Durant, who I used to work out with, he has real strength to his body, and Brandon Ingram is no stranger to the weight room. He does everything we ask of him and more. He's a worker. Personally, I don't think Brandon Ingram gets talked about enough for the amount of progression he made from year 1 to year 2 in the NBA, when he was averaging 16 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds per game, and was getting even better as the season was progressing until ultimately he was slowed down by a bunch of minor injuries. But if Brandon Ingram really does look stronger, if he added some meat to those bones of his, combine that with the progression that he's set to make from year 2 to year 3, it could be pretty scary for the rest of the league. For our next story, we have some breaking news surrounding Paul George and what he plans to do in free agency, as we got reports saying that Paul George's agent has been telling people around the league that he is going to stay with OKC. Apparently Paul George plans to stay with the Thunder. I know it's not what people believe, but in separate conversations, I'm told PG's agent has told people associated with the NBA that PG believes the injury loss of Andre Roberson was huge and he's staying. Disclaimer though, believing everything the agents allegedly say can be dangerous to your health. So I guess we should take this with a grain of salt, but throughout the entire NBA season, Paul George has been saying things that will lead us to believe that he's going to stay with the OKC Thunder. The last thing he said after the Thunder were eliminated from the playoffs was this: "It was a lot to be happy about. The fans, the city, the organization, everything has been unbelievable. It's too soon. I'd love to remain a Thunder, but that's what the summer is for. We'll address that this summer." So George is making it sound like he's going to be back with them next year. But we all know that anything is possible and these players can change their mind like that. But he is making it extremely hard on himself to actually leave without facing a bunch of backlash if he actually leaves with everything that he's been saying. Alright guys, so this next story is absolutely insane, as there was some huge drama going down yesterday between a Houston Rockets fan and Ayesha Curry, Steph Curry's wife. And it all started when a video of a fan talking trash to Ayesha went viral yesterday. You guys can take a look at that for yourself.
Hey look, Ayesha, we're gonna beat y'all at home. Sorry, it's Houston time. It's Houston time. Look at her. She's all bitter and sour. Look at her. She's all bitter and sour. She's all bitter and sour. Look at her. She's being all rude. Look at Papa Curry. He's all butthurt too. Papa Curry.
So the guy comes to her and is like, "We're about to beat you at home in game 6. Why are you so upset? Look at her. She's upset. She's salty. She's being rude." All this other stuff trying to make Ayesha Curry look bad. So think of that what you will. But that is when Ayesha Curry took to Twitter to respond to this and made some serious allegations while doing it. As she says the guy purposely bumped into her while she was 8 months pregnant. And well, let me just read you exactly what she had to say. say. The fact that you have the audacity to oppose this after this man bumped me in my 8-month pregnant belly asking, and I quote, "Doesn't losing feel like getting punched in the gut?" and continue to follow me around and taunt me with his camera is beyond me, but this is America, right? Later saying, "I thought it was an accident at first because it was crowded." Then he made that gut comment and continued to follow me. "I should have got him in the face instead of saving his life by removing the cigarette he was swinging around in my face. Wish there was full footage." Those are some serious claims being made right there. We all know that hitting a woman in the first place is a big no-no, let alone hitting a pregnant woman in the belly. That is on a whole nother level. But it doesn't end here, as after Ayesha tweeted this, the original guy who was actually behind the camera decided to come out of hiding and stand up for himself, as he said this: "I never bumped you, I never touched you. I turned around and saw a group of Warriors fans that happened to be you and your in-laws. I made a comment, we are going to the Oracle to give them that knockout blow to the gut. Then I immediately apologized to Papa Curry and yourself once I saw you were pregnant, but the comment was never made towards you. I meant the team. I didn't know you were pregnant. I don't keep up with the Currys." But then your reaction towards me, even after I apologized, is what got the camera rolling. Even at the end, when you said you had the audacity to talk to a pregnant woman, I was trying to apologize. Even after you took my cigarette and threw it in my face, I could have reacted differently, but I stayed in my lane. I never touched you. I never bumped you. It's playoff basketball. Emotions are high. That was it. Again, never did I know you were pregnant, nor that it was y'all until after the initial comment. So what this sounds like to me was that there was an initial exchange before all of this happened, that the guy was making some comments, supposedly bumped into Ayesha Curry, and then Ayesha took his cigarette and threw it in his face. After that, that's when this escalated. The guys started recording and we saw this video. So of course both sides are trying to make it look like they're the innocent ones here, trying to play the victim, maybe exaggerating some things one way or another. It's a typical he said, she said situation, so what you want to make of it is up to you. Next up in the news, the general manager of the Phoenix Suns, who had the #1 pick in the draft for the first time in franchise history, just came out and said that the Suns pretty much aren't going to trade that #1 pick. And this comes after he said the Suns will be willing to trade the pick just a few days ago, when he said, "I think if you look around the NBA, as far as veteran players, there are probably a few we consider trading a pick for. Not just pick a player #1, so it'll be a busy month for us." And that of course came right after the rumors came out about Karl Anthony Towns not being happy with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we all thought that maybe the Phoenix Suns would trade that pick for Karl Anthony Towns. But then we all know a couple days later, the Minnesota Timberwolves came out and said we would rather fire Tom Thibodeau than trade Karl Anthony Towns. So I guess now this was the Suns GM's response to that, when we got reports saying Scott Bordeaux of the Arizona Republic noted McDonough called it an overwhelming likelihood that the Suns stay at #1 rather than trading the top selection. So they're keeping the pick, which I know has to make Phoenix Sun fans just ecstatic, since they really want DeAndre Ayton. And for our final story of the day, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers were able to force a Game 7 in Boston by beating the Boston Celtics in Game 6 last night. And this came from another stellar performance from LeBron James. 46 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. This is coming the game after everyone was questioning how much he had left in the tank, since he looked so tired towards the end of Game 5. I mean, it's just incredible what he is capable of doing. Anyways, after the game, LeBron James made a new best friend with a reporter. As the reporter asked LeBron how has he been so clutch his entire career, especially as of late, and this happened.
LeBron, you've been a clutch player basically your whole career. How do you feel you've evolved in the last few years in clutch situations? Because it seems like, especially the last few years, when the going gets tough, I mean, you're always hitting.
What's your name?
Paulo from ESPN Brazil.
Appreciate you saying I've been clutch my whole career. It's not many like you, I tell you.
Well,
there's not many like you. Either you're being very kind because it's National Wine Day to me, or you know I love Brazil, or I don't know what it is right now. But
the last few years, I mean, yeah, especially.
There we go.
Everyone, of course, always praises LeBron James for his great overall play. No question about that. But I guess this was the first time that LeBron has ever been faced with the question of how are you so clutch? And he really liked being asked that question. Now, whether or not you think LeBron James is clutch is completely up to you. But no one can deny that LeBron has been the absolute definition of clutch throughout these playoffs so far. Anyways, that is going to lead us to the question of the day. What do you guys think about this whole Ayesha Curry situation? Let me know your thoughts and feelings down in the comment section below. But that is going to do it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more daily NBA news. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see all of you right back here tomorrow. But until then, keep getting the bucks, Team SEC, and I am out of here.